everybody, it's Enzo here with the podcast. We're going to talk about perspective today. Now, I think you know, if a friend comes to you, somebody comes to you with a problem that is completely overwhelming them. They've got something happening in their life, in their relationships or at work, where they're stressed and they've got a problem to face and they can't seem to find the solution, and it's just taking over, making them feel bad. As a friend, you can come in and you can give some advice to them, and it just seems so obvious to you about the solution. And that's because, and you know this, you've lived life, you know you've seen this 100 times with yourself and others, that when you're not a part or in or close to the problem, it's easy to advise a friend on what to do. It's like, look, come on, I can see what you need to do. Just do X, just do this, just tell the boss, just communicate to that person, just leave your job. It seems quite easy, doesn't it, for us to give them some kind of solution because we're not invested emotionally. We're not thinking, what does this make me look like if I do this? And we can see the solution clearer because we're not in amongst the forest, in the woods like they are. So this gets me onto today's topic about perspective, because what you've done there is you've seen their life at a snapshot, you've seen it without being emotionally involved, and you can see the answer, and it's obvious what they've got to do where they can't, and that's only because of your viewpoint. We're going to use this because I want you to use this helicopter boss or seeing things from a different way in your own life so you can advise yourself in the best way, so you can come up with the solutions. So you don't really have to ask a friend. You can emotionally detach yourself from the problem or what you're facing right now so you can come up with the answers that will help you best, that are not driven by emotion but just basic logic when you're in the situation. And something that helped me here, and a lot of people in the past, and I got it from somebody at some point, like most of the things that I teach, is to see, and might not work for you, but it might for some, is to see life, and your life this is, as a computer game. Like you're that character that's on the screen. You're the character, just like Grand Theft Auto or something like this, but you're not going around stealing cars and crashing into things and running away from the coppers. Instead, you're just navigating life. You also have certain missions, just like a computer game does, and that character on the screen is being directed by you just to complete a mission, just to go and get the maximum amount of points or something like this, in a 2D way. And if you can just see your life that way, so you detach yourself, you come out of your current perspective and see it as this 2D platform where you're the character on the screen, and then you've got this set goal. So say you set up the week, like we teach in the past. You set up the week with a specific goal. This is, say, Monday, which is not, it's probably Thursday when you're listening to this, but it's Monday. And you know that if you're going to have a successful week, then the mission would be X, whatever that is, to make a sale, to pitch to 20 different companies, to get a new partner. Whatever your goal is in 5 days' time or whenever that is your mission. That's your mission to complete in the computer game that is your life. And all you have to do is get your character to take the specific actions to at least go for that mission. Not what does this mean if I fail, because I'll just reset. No different to a computer. If you go to a company, you get thrown out, you get rejected, what do? You take account of it, you say, okay, this time I'm going to try a different company, or I'm going to try a different angle or approach, and I'm going to go again. Exactly how you approach a computer game. So now and then, just remind yourself, even though this is quite a quirky thing to say, and teach, because it's basically perspective changing to help you feel better and feel more resourceful in them situations. Instead of getting involved and feeling that you're not worthy enough, how about taking a little look at your life and saying, right, how can I treat this like a computer game today? How can I do that? Will it allow me to detach and see things in a clearer way? If so, I recommend that you do this. If you're going for a board meeting or a sales pitch and you're starting to feel our emotion about it, it's like, hang on a minute, let me just see myself as a character on that computer screen again. What am I going to do? I'm going to basically take in this presentation. I'm happy about it, and all I'm going to do is deliver it. I'm going to direct my body into that boardroom, deliver this presentation, answer their questions, come out and move to the next company. There doesn't need to be any emotional tie to it. It's just going in there and saying your piece. If they like it, if they like what you're selling, they'll take it. If not, they won't. Done. No emotion needed. And I'm using sales here, but That's probably the most common thing that we do. We're always trying to sell to someone, whether it's a client, a customer, your loved one. We're always trying to sell something. So the more you can detach, the more you can see life in a different way, a 2D way, a third person, a second person, the better you are. Any situation can be resolved a lot easier if you just do this. If you get out of your own head. Don't be so close to the problem. Pretend you're a friend advising yourself on it and take that viewpoint on, because a lot of the time things are much more simpler than we give them credit for when we're looking at them right in the face really close. You can overcome anything, any challenge. You can problem solve any challenge if you see it from the right angle. Lateral thinking, people call it, but really it's just you seeing it from a different perspective. For example, if you've just had a relationship go down the pan, they've done it again to you. These damn people have done it again to me. I gave them all my love and trust, and they've kicked me to the curb once again. Instead of giving up on relationships, maybe you should change your perspective. Think, okay, the character has just had, on the screen, has just had another bad experience in relationships. Is it the way I'm approaching relationships? Am I going in there with too many rules so they can't stick to it? So the relationship ends up failing. Is it me on my selection process that's wrong? There will be an answer to this. There will be an unlock, but you won't get that answer until you come out of your own body, look down on your life from a different angle, and attempt to answer the equation that way, or the problem that way. Please do this now and then. It gets out of your own head often. Do it once a day when you start to get carried away and emotional about things. Come away, pretend you're that friend, advising yourself, and see how you get on with this. Speak to you next time.